So guys, welcome back. Probably remember from the last video, we've got the engine running now. It does need a little tune up, but we'll get there for that. That's no problem. What we want to focus on right now is start customizing the bike, turn it into a little cafe racer, and get her going. In terms of customization, I've got everything marked up, or starting to mark up, I should say. In getting all of these tabs, all these extra points here marked up, ready to take off. Got the mark in here where I'm going to cut the frame and then bring it in from that side. As I say, this top bit here has been messed with a couple of times here just to put this battery box on by the looks of it, whoever's done that. So I'm not really upset about cutting the frame up. If it was this one here, I'll be like, everything's original and we've got loads of spare parts for it. So I'll be like, right, that one could do with a restoration. On this side, we're doing it custom, so we'll keep it there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the engine out. So I've drained the oil already on that. I'm going to get the engine out. I'm going to put it on. I'm got a bike's lift, you see, so I'm going to put it on some stands. Probably just bring it up a little bit there, so it's a bit easier working height. And it's probably going to end up staying on this stand for a good while. So let's get started with that, and let's start basically customizing and building this into a cafe racer. There we go. So we've got the engine out, just put the bike on the side and lifted it through. It's getting easier every time, if I'm honest. Still broke a sweat though. Frame's all ready to go. I'm going to lift the bike up a bit. I'm going to use the jack stands and some decorator's mounts and then lift it up that little bit. It's just the frame, so it should be light enough. Just to bring it at easier working height. Again, it'll be really nice to have a lift, but it is what it is. We're working with what we've got. A bit softer. I have a 12-year-old. He will do.
What we'll do is, see all these parts that are marked on the frame? So all these little tabs, all these little bits. So these are all coming off, so it's all open and nice. And these little bits, get rid of them, because these were for, you see, like plastic covers. And this had like hidden like a battery box. But on here, we're going to make a tray underneath it, just this big. With that sheet metal there. Yes, so it's going to be a tray underneath it, so it's all hidden. And that will keep it all like nice, clean. Hopefully. Yeah, perfect. Actually, I might do it, I'm going to end up putting it on the jacks. The jacks is going to be higher.
And here we are on the completely sturdy budget ramp. So yeah, all good. So we've got everything out, got a new grinder, got a fully charged battery, got another one on charge because we know how much these things eat the batteries. Got some sanding discs, grinding discs, and some cutting discs. Probably just going to be on the cutting anyway. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at this back end first. So what we're going to do is we want a nice cut line here, but what I'm going to need is something to potentially to weld something on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 5-10 mil on there, nice straight cut line from here. I'm going to use this as the 0 point, same from the other side, and then we'll start getting all of these tabs off and all these bits off here. What I'm going to look at as well for this back end is how to do the cowl and then the seat. And what I'm going to use is I'm going to integrate the original cowl onto the back here. But how I want to do it is I don't like how high it sits. I know it matches up a little bit with where the tank will be, but I want this profile here. I want this profile to match the profile of the tank. And then what I'm going to do, I want it about here. So cut this and bring it down the shallow level and use that as the point in there. And then build some lights and make some lights to go in and bolt onto the back unit here. And then figure out how I'm going to mount it. But style-wise, that's where I'm thinking. I'm thinking nice down here. And then we've got the angle even for the this small profile seat to come across, and that'll sit in nicely here. Well, let's get rid of all of these notches, tabs, locks, all the unnecessary parts, and let's get this clean. An extra mil off here, I reckon. I did this on before. Obviously we've got loads of splatter and stuff. It wasn't perfectly even as well. So what I did there is, I knew I was going to be cutting into this, so I didn't want to be wobbling the blade to the disc too much, so just cut a little bit off the corner off before I went in. But I'm happy with that. Right, so now we've got all the back end off and a couple of these tabs off. Obviously we're just doing rough cuts for now. I think I'm going to take off this battery box that somebody's put on. I'm going to leave this one on here because this is the original, and then that will maintain the structure to make sure we've got no movement around here. So just ground this one back here just to give it that little bit of room there. I'm going to do the same here. It's hard to get the cutting disc in up to this side here, so grind it back to get the weld free without doing anything to the frame really.
Someone's at the front door doorbell.
Someone's at the front door doorbell. What I'm going to do is go around with the grinding disc and get all the high spots off, and then go around with the sanding disc, 120 grit on this one. So I'm going to go around with this after and then smooth everything out. So we'll get the grinding disc first, just so it's get all the tops off, get all the razor points off, and then go around there. And then we can get a really nice edges. Right, so where we are, we've got all of the tabs off. We've got the frame cut. What I was starting to do is go around with the sanding wheel and just smooth everything out nice. Now these are coming out really nice, to be fair. Nice and round, nice and clean. I've got the previous welds that were done before. You can probably see that it's at in, and it's quite, looks like it's getting thin round there. Material wise, I've got a bit to play with, but as I say, it's thin around that side, so we're going to end up filling this, do a few passes of this one here and start to fill that, and then buff it back down. These ones here, you can see where it's got the ridges that I mentioned. This was a lot of grinding that was done before. Obviously I've caused a few of these where I've went over across the welds, but I've left just a little bit on top where I can actually grind back. Use the sander and pull back a little bit and just smooth them out really, so leaving enough there. So where we are from last time that I stopped recording, I was working on the frame and where the previous owner had welded their own tube and created their own battery box that hung down in the middle here, and it was covered with the panels. When I started grinding away that slightest bit, and I mean the slightest bit was just with the sanding disc, it was just going straight through the other side of the material. It was such a thin amount left on that wall. This wall is meant to be 2.5 mil thick, I think it is, and it just didn't have that. So good and bad. Good thing is we've seen it, bad thing it was done in the first place. But we've got everything ordered, new tube to actually add on to this side here, so it's just going to be welded from here straight across. Got two lengths of that just to play about a little bit, play about and get the angle of this, and then get it where it is. Yeah, so you can see I marked these up just to make sure they were even on both sides. From the part of the frame from full, and then we're going to have these here and all the way along. Two pieces, one to here, one to here. Measure it up with the frame here. It's the exact same section as it is, hard wearing, corrosive resistant, same material, so that's perfect. But yeah, we need to get rid of this material here, get this cleaned down, and then just smooth so we can weld it on. Then what we need to do is this angle here within the triangle. We need to find out what angle that one is in order to make sure that it is structurally sound as well, because all of this should add up to 180, and that's where it gets your best strength of the triangle from. That's where the strength in the rear part of the frame comes from here. Triangle here, and then that's done the same there as well with the shocks. So yeah, let's crack on. Yep, you'll also see here the Yamaha has got some new tyres, front and rear. I've got a big ride out planned for tomorrow. It's first ride. I got these done 3 weeks ago, and they literally haven't moved yet. These are brand spanking new, so they haven't moved yet from that side. Previous ones, yeah, quite a flat spot there. Let's just pretend that wasn't me. Then I had a little play around as well with the what potentially I might want to do with the wheels on this. Yeah, let's get building, let's get cracking. I'm going to put this one over here just so it's out the way, and then get this in the middle so we can get the sparks flying. Yeah, there we go. She's over there. We're ready to go from here. It's not going to be beautiful, but that's what grinder's for. Let's make it work. You can see I've smoothed that one out, still nice and straight, very little deviation, so I've only took the top end of the material off where it was previously welded before. I'm going to do the same to this one, just to get it like this one, just so we can make a nice clean connection from that side. I just want the angle to be the same and the length to be the same. I don't want any tension pulled forwards or backwards from this side. Just want this to all connect up lovely. Realistically, the angle here is 67. So I've rounded these up. So this was 53.9, so 54 on this one, 58 on this one. So it's going to be about 57, 58, it's going to be about, yeah, well basically a 70-degree angle on this one it's going to be. .9, got 69 there, 70.5 on that side. That looks pretty flush. See, I've got it perfect there where them are. But yeah, looking for a 70-degree angle from this side. So a new hole saw bit. It is for cutting metal, cobalt, 25mm. Let's see how this one goes. Walking. That's much better. Look at it up with. See how much cleaner. Yes, boy. Here. And now I know that that there is going to have to be the base of my pipework. So that's going to go right under there. Same for here. We've got, should use my scratch mark for this. Got some of these wonderful little magnets. Hopefully that will make everything stay nice and still for where we want it, and line it up as well. So I want like 3 going on here, so I know that I've got this on there. I can just tap, tap, tap. The good thing is they're slightly indented there. And then that means when it's going around there and keeping it on, it's keeping it straight because it's not actually touching the tube. I'll have 3 on that. And this is never going to be the right angle, but I can put 1 on there. Double check that angle. Right, what I want to do, because I've got this one measured up on all 3 there, I just want to put a little tack here, a little tack there, and a little tack on the other side, and put this there before I do any full welding. Just a gasless welder, so it's not exactly the best, but it will do. So I'm just going to get the file on this one here, just to see how she ended up. Yeah, so it's been a couple of weeks since we did the other side. That's came up really nice. Got a couple of low spots to fill in, but sanding down, it's been really spot on. The last week, a couple of weeks, I've been out getting them tyres well and truly worn in, and been up with the borders and stuff, which is nice. I've got a new face shield as well, because this one isn't being the best for grinding. It's got the grind mode, but it's a bit too dark. And I got myself a wee trolley as well, so it was breaking me back. So yeah, that should be easier. Let's crack on. Right, so you can see that I've done the first pass of these, just the weld to put these together. This is the second pass on these ones. So what I'm doing is I'm doing just multiple layers and going across. With the gasless, you have to do one layer, bring it across, and then it leaves all this. So then just going across there, it's a bit like stick, but a lot more control. So I had the settings on that one of just 1.6 at 62 amps, just to go nice and slow. All I want to do is just eat into the material just so it fuses together. But then this one here, the reason why I've made it like this is I want to, when I grind this back and then file it back, I want a nice smooth edge, top and bottom. It's just so it creates that. Alright, so I'll show you where we are. We're going across there and getting these welds ground down and then filed in so it's like one nice piece. That's what I wanted to create, nice clean edges on here, just so it just all flowed one. Got these ones on charge again, so watching my friend's dog this weekend, so I think what I'll do is I'll take the dogs for a walk, get these, let these charge up a wee bit more, and then we'll get back at it.
Who's a good girl? Oh, lightning!
So it is the next day. Been on Amazon last night after getting these back and then doing a lot of recharges. Decided to get myself a new Dremel. So once again, more tools, but come on, use them all the time, why not? So yeah, I'm just going to use this one, get in on it there. It's got a nice little extension bit as well, so should make it a little bit easier to sit down and do it instead of trying to break me back. But yeah, let's crack on. Right, so we've got the frame one here all nice. I'm really happy with how that's came out. There's a little bit of more touch-up work to do, but we'll get there a little bit later down the line. Just before it goes to powder coating, we can use some powder coating epoxy, metal epoxy, and then just fill these in just to get it cleaner edges. Structurally, she's perfect. Probably is a bit overly here, but I like the way that looks. That's the way I wanted it to look for. So yeah, I think we've got some parts here to start building some stuff up. I'll tell you what, let's start getting them out. But first, before we even get the new parts, we need to get this bike built back up. So let's get that done now, easy as that. Yeah, so wasn't the best angle for the time lapse, sorry about that, but thought I'd put on a nice angle for you to see. So we've got the obviously standard top middle triple tree, which I'm thinking I might end up cutting here and then just taking it off, so it's still the original one, and then clean. Then I need to take these little bits off the swing arm still, which, as I say, I'll get around to. I did forget about that one. But I'm just going to try some parts on it now and see where we're going. So I've got here, give you 5 guesses, you only need one. Clip-ons. Ordered these 36mm clip-ons, and I have a feeling that they're going to be pretty good. Now hopefully you can see what's going on, can we? So I'm just going to drop these down. Same for this side here. Get these undone. I think this is going to really bring it together quite quickly. Back down, put it through, nip that up. And same for this side, put it through, same heights, round about, nip it up, nip it up. Well, oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. That is very, very cool. So I've took the liberty of putting it back onto here just so it's a bit more manageable. One of the biggest things that I had before that was questioned is if I change these, would it affect the back brake? Because the back brake is, if you can see on the hi, you can. The back brake is a drum brake, so it's operated by a lever from this side instead of using hydraulics on the system. So I need to figure out if my pegs that I've bought, one will go on here just a bolt on, or if I need to modify them, or if this is going to work. And I might need to end up getting a rod for this to make it work, but if I can get the angle, then I can get it to work, and that'll be pretty good. I like that. So yeah, let's see if I can get that one going, see what I've done. Also, some of the covers and stuff like that, I've just been cable tying them on where I know everything is, just so I've got it for the next time around. Well, I don't know about you, but I think this is starting to come together a little bit. Right, so we've got more stuff here as well. We've got pegs themselves. These are all just aluminium. So there are nothing on this bike's been super well done. Straight away I think I see a problem. It's not a standard thread. Much more narrow. Yeah, it is different. Bigger as well. That's that. Right, okay. Couple of options. I don't want to make the wall that thin on that. Right, I could fill weld this and then drill and tap it so it'll take this bolt, because this bolt is gonna, oh, it doesn't even go down there. Yeah. Oh, this is just so it goes in from the other side, isn't it? Could go back here. Would that work? Don't really like it. Prefer it here. Because these are up here, but now we're going to be down there, which isn't a problem. I could. We could put the bolt in there and weld it in, and then screw these in until they are full tight. Put something in there and use that as a tightening mechanism. Could do that actually. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be a better shout. I'll weld a bolt inside there. Right, anyway, let's have a look. What my main concern was is this linkage back here. I got it. Right, so yeah, I reckon we can make this work. So it's going to be way back there. I can just order a new bar for this, for whatever length this is going to be. Nice, and the same on the other side. So in order to make this bolt, one of these bolts fit through here, because obviously I want it to get all the way down to the bottom, I have to grind down some of this outer edge. So this is the little plan I've got. This. Right, so after a couple of burnt out bits, been to a tool station and got myself some cobalt bits and some other HSS bits as well, just to get it through there. Just want to drill, because obviously these are going to be an M10, so one of an 8mm hole, 8.5. Couldn't find any 8.5, but we'll tap it out. Also got the metal filler for the powder coating. This is the powder coatable stuff. It's actually recommended by the powder coating shop who's going to do the frame for us. And then I've got this, which we'll do later for the cowl. So yeah, let's try and get these bits off, and hopefully this works a little bit better. Whoa, that is just eaten through, instant. Well, that's the difference you pay for tools. Oh god, the difference there is massive. Okay. We've got one side, same on the other. New pegs are on. I think they're looking quite well. I've just basically put a tie wrap on this bit here just to clean it up a little bit, just so we can like guess where this is going to be. Bring this out a little bit more, and then I'm just going to measure that as well, just so we can get our heights from there, just so I can understand where that's going to be from there, because I'll have that movement from here to here, but then how much movement this is going to take, which isn't that much really. But yeah, probably have an adjustable one as well, just so we can actually adjust it over time, same as that one would be. But I'm happy where that is. I'm really happy where that is. So let's get the other side done. Pretty well. We've got grips on the way. We've got all the lights and bits down there. Light housing there. I need a mount first. One that'll just go to here. I think we're probably going to end up changing this master cylinder, just because of the angle that it's going to end up sitting on. But I'm liking the look of this one straight away. We've got some nice clean lines going on, and we're starting to look like we're building a bike. So I'm thinking here, instead of just chopping these off down here, because it's structural, isn't it, under there, thinking about having these flush, just cutting it along there flush, and then kick the thread to go quite deep, and then keeping that, and then potentially making a plate around there. JB Resto's #1. It's the first Café racer project. What do you think? Right, I've got to say I'm very happy with where we are. So I've ordered a 60cm push rod for this, so that's going to come out to the right length. I've got some new grips, some new switch levers coming, new LED headlight mounts, so these will come out to about here, and everything from the front. Thought I'll put on to see where these are going to go for now. So obviously we've got our headlight here, we've got on the end, I've got these end bar indicators, where they're going to go from that side. Yeah, it's looking nice, isn't it? From the back, we've got the indicators here, which I'm putting on the inside of these end pieces. I'm really happy with how them are going to look, to be fair. I want to keep everything compact, but I do want to have indicators and stuff on, just to keep it a little bit more safe on the road still. In terms of the cowl, I've got a fiberglass kit here, and then what we're going to do is, like I said before, I'm going to bring this one down, cut it along here, but I'm going to have to cut in the middle here and then make it a lot wider. So it's probably just going to come about this size here, but that's going to match and stick with the profile that we've got over here for the tank, and I just like the way that's going to look from that side. So these are going to be inside a little bit on here, but as I say, I'm just going to have that one there. This, in terms of how it filters down a little bit, so it tapers in, I'll probably just bring that out. So nice cut along here, and then get it from there. But we are starting to have a bike built up. I'm very, very happy where it's going. I'll probably cut it from here today, because I've got some parts to order that are going to take a couple of weeks to come, and then go and get the next video up, which should be some more basically work on the plastics, the tank and electrics, just to clean everything up, and then get everything built together as it will, and then we'll work on the exhausts. So I think we'll get that from the next video. But for today, thank you so much. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for getting on board. If you do want to like and subscribe, please do. And as I say, thank you so much for following along. Thanks for your patience, and I'm going to keep it going. But for now, we have a Café racer ongoing.